Our world will become a part of it one day, but I will not end.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 sexiest video game bosses. For this list, we're looking at the hottest video game bosses that made us feel guilty for laying the smackdown on them. Were any of these bosses making you blush? Share your shameless simping with us in the comments below. Number 20, the Empress of Time, Christie. Honestly, we could have gone with a ton of different Time Lords from across gaming, but after playing Christie, we gotta give it to the Empress of Time. Sure, she has this mysterious agenda to destroy the world of Crystallis, and yet we fell head over heels at the sight of her. Just look at those mesmerizing eyes and badass armor that enhances her elegance. And do we dare point out those sexy legs of hers? Combine all of this with the voice talents of Kira Buckland, and you have a master of time we'd simp and destroy the world for on any given day.
I'm not your mother. I'm the one who will bring about our salvation.
Number 19, Christie, Dead or Alive 4.
Get ready, fight!
Admittedly, we're kinda cheating our list by throwing a playable character on here, but in Dead or Alive 4, Christie serves as the final boss for a handful of characters. Not as much as Alpha 152, but still, she counts. Christie is always degrading her prey with flirtatious remarks and sadistic pleasures. Whether it's breaking your neck or arms, Christie seems to get pure ecstasy when inflicting pain, and she'll do so while wearing some incredibly revealing clothing. That said, we kinda have to fear for young Elliot seeing how often the two cross paths. Or maybe that's just jealousy we're feeling? Who can say? Number 18, Twinrova, The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. The twin Gerudo witches aren't too pleasant to look at, and we aren't saying that because of Nintendo 64 polygons. The surrogate mothers of Ganondorf are not a pretty picture when first meeting them, but it all changes when they take form as Twinrova. The once wrinkled pair of warts now morph into one ultra-sexy witch on the cusp of giving Zelda an M rating. Don't question how two old hags get younger by fusing together, just accept that they're hot now and take your beating. Maybe it won't be so bad if you serenade her with a Z-Target dance. Number 17, Persephone, God of War Ascension. You mean to tell us this woman was with Hades? Look, we know it wasn't exactly by her own accord, having been forced to marry him. Still, we can see why anyone could fall for her. The elegant dark hair, the provocative dress, it all says, hey, look at me, I am your god now, and you will worship no other being so long as I'm here. On top of that, she's quite the intellectual, having come pretty close to destroying all of Olympus as well as the world in Ascension. Only reason she's so low on the list is because protecting her would mean we'd have to fight Kratos, and we've seen how that turned out for many who challenged him.
Your suffering will never end.
Number 16, Lady Maria of the Astral Clock Tower, Bloodborne.
Oh, I know very well how the secrets beckon so sweetly. Only an honest death will kill you now.
Usually in Soulsborne games, if anything looks remotely attractive, it's only to mask something horrifying. You know, like Chaos Witch Quelaag in the first Dark Souls game. Lady Maria, on the other hand, is the closest we'll get to perfect beauty in terms of Soulsborne games. She's like the cute girl in class who's into steampunk and gothic horror with her slimming outfit, and she's a total badass to boot. She'll throw down with her blood-enhanced weaponry and constantly keep the gap between you two closed. We'd put her higher if she didn't make us rage so damn much. Number 15, Mariska, Lollipop Chainsaw.
Step outside the boundaries of your mind. Lose yourself in the eternal, collective unconscious. And rot.
Lollipop Chainsaw featured quite a roster of loony, zombified foes to fight, like the punk rocker Zed and the auto-tuned funkmaster Josie. However, our eyes were set on Mariska, the psychedelic zombie girl and only woman of the Dark Purveyors.
And hell.
Yes, we know she's looking a little gross with all of her stitching and of course the zombie part of her, but look at how chill she can be. Even when Juliet is dishing out the pain, Mariska doesn't seem to be super angry about it. Compared to the rest of the Dark Purveyors, we'd take her any day.
Peace out. Way out.
Number 14, Alma, Ninja Gaiden Black. Got the hots for Rachel? Well, too bad she isn't a boss, so she isn't on this list. Her sister, though, definitely qualifies. Admittedly, we gotta dock her a few points for the weird demon getup and the thirst for blood, plus the whole tentacle hair thing she's got going on. Nevertheless, there are certain angles that make us reflect on our feelings towards her. It's like when the wings and scales and tentacle aren't all on the screen at once. She's one of the most beautiful bosses we've ever seen. Maybe there are just certain shots where she's more attractive than she really is. At least she's easier on the eyes when she's in human form. Number 13, Nisha, Borderlands 2. If you're into the whole Wild West cowgirl outlaw look, Nisha might be your video game crush, but she comes with some massive baggage. You see, like many of the other Vault Hunters, Nisha is a murderous psychopath, taking pleasure in anything insanely violent and gory.
Don't screw with my butt, suckers!
On top of that, she kinda has a thing for Handsome Jack, and knowing what she's capable of, she probably wouldn't settle for anyone else. While it was a real shame that we had to kill her in Borderlands 2, at least we can always go back to Borderlands the pre-sequel and spend more quality time playing as her.
Attaboy!
Number 12, the Furies, Hades. Okay, so we know we're categorizing all the Furies, but was anyone really fawning over Tisiphone? You know, that one Fury who can only say murder? Yeah, didn't think so. Here, we're mainly speaking about Meg and Alecto.
I'll send you screaming home to Daddy. Now come on.
On one side, you've got a Fury with a ton of pent-up rage and a sexy grit in her voice that only voice actress Avalon Penrose could bring. On the other side, you have her sister who takes pleasure from inflicting pain and belittles her victims in a flirtatious manner. Call us masochists, but who wouldn't want to be around these two? Number 11, Cala Maria, Cuphead. She's the biggest cutie of the 7 Seas. She may know how to shake those hips and rock the Betty Boop look, but this lady has more tricks up her sleeve. While Cala Maria has the appearance of an adorable mermaid, she's got the evil intentions of a siren. Once the player enters Phase 2 of the fight, she becomes an incredibly frightening Gorgon, complete with a snake-like tongue and stone-cold gaze. She's not worth crushing on, guys. Number 10, A2, Nier Automata. Yeah, anyone who's played Nier Automata will simp for 2B at any given time, but in our book, there's only one queen in a world of thick robot ladies. From her beautiful platinum hair and how it almost hides her eyes to the lingerie wear, A2 forced our souls to leave our bodies the moment we saw her. Of course, you don't really get to see that much of her mid-gameplay with 2B and 9S covering the screen with bullets and slashes. So savor those precious cutscenes showing A2's stunning looks while you can.
2B, that's an android.
Number 9, Bad Girl, No More Heroes.
You have no right to look at me like that. It's just a job. The daily grind.
Throughout the No More Heroes games, Travis Touchdown has encountered some very attractive assassins. However, our hearts go to the bloodthirsty Charlotte, aka Bad Girl. Despite this blonde bombshell's good looks, she won't hesitate in abusing your infatuation for her. Bad Girl shows very little remorse in killing her victims, and she'll murder them in the most brutally vicious ways possible. At least she's creative. If you were to try and hit on her, it'd end in one of two ways. Either you'll wind up dead by the end of the date, or you'll become her slave and wind up dead after being used as a projectile. So either way, you're dead.
I give up. You win.
Number 8, Raiden Shogun, Genshin Impact.
Let this be our final duel. The conclusion to that which began 500 years ago. Final duel?
Much like Christie in Dead or Alive 4, we know we're almost cheating on account of Raiden Shogun being a playable character. One technicality, folks, she was, and still is, a boss character before she was made playable. Therefore, she's a sexy boss.
There is no escape! Inazuma shines eternal!
Besides, why would anyone say differently when she's wearing such a gorgeous outfit like that? And tell us, how many bosses have tried to distract you by pulling their weapon out of their chest? Her hotness is clearly a part of her strategy in stomping your face in, and offing you in the most embarrassing ways possible.
But it seems my belief was baseless, and I underestimated your spirit.
Number 7, Jeanne, Bayonetta.
Bayonetta, time is of the essence. This can wait no longer.
You know, when you've got a game as provocative as the Bayonetta games, you're gonna make it onto a list like this. Jeanne is just as crazy as the titular protagonist, able to pull off most of the same moves and deliver butt whoopings that are just as savage. She also knows how to rock the pixie cut while wearing red leather on a bridal white suit made of her hair? Anyways, we were pretty upset when we had to see her die from those missiles. But that sentimental moment she had with Bayonetta just prior hit us right in the feels.
We used to play together, as friends. But as time passed, perhaps even my eyes were clouded with fear.
Number 6, Gatling Gull, Enter the Gungeon. He should be number 1, but we can't support wanton gun violence. Sorry, Gigi. Number 5, Sephiroth, Final Fantasy VII. What do you get when you mix a pretty boy, a bad boy, and a demonic one-winged angel into one package? You get Sephiroth, public enemy number 1 in the Final Fantasy universe. We'll admit that he may not be the sanest person on the list, but this dude used to be a war hero as a member of the soldier military force.
The edge of creation.
What broke him was learning that he was born into the Genova Project, so he's practically a genetically engineered monster. Overall, Sephiroth may just be eye candy, and if we had to guess, that unnecessarily long sword is there to compensate for something.
But what will you do with it? Let's see.
Number 4, Giga Mermaid, Shantae half Genie Hero. Man, what's with all the aquatic people being so insanely attractive? As much as we love Risky Boots, we just couldn't help going back to Giga Mermaid and Shantae half Genie Hero. As one of the newest characters in the Shantae franchise, she's quickly become a favorite among fans. She's absolutely stunning, even when she's under the Techno Baron's mind control. In the first few moments of meeting her, she's intimidating, but the next, she's elegant and beautiful. Number 3, Venus, Hunipop. Yes, Hunipop does have a boss fight. Granted, it's the only one, but it's still worthy of putting on here. Once you've successfully dated and slept with all the girls, you'll be challenged by the goddess of love herself, Venus.
Very nice.
She's going to be very hard to impress as her score requirements will be incredibly high, higher than the other fine ladies of Hunipop. So if you're wanting to impress the best of the lovers, better have honed your match 3 skills and know how to talk to pretty women. Number 2, Quiet. Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain.
Stay sharp.
We were considering Sniper Wolf in this spot, but Quiet came out on top. Not only does she put up an awesome fight, but you can also have her as an ally if you keep her alive.
Finish her.
From there, you can start building a bond with her, strengthening your relationship by visiting Quiet in her cell or bringing her on missions. When your bond is maximized, Quiet will prove to be extremely beneficial to your missions. Needless to say, she's a loyal and intimate person, which makes her the top dog of sexy video game bosses.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Lady Dimitrescu, Resident Evil Village.
Mother Miranda, I must protest. Heisenberg is but a child, and his devotion to you is questionable.
Honestly, this was more of the internet's decision than ours. When Lady Dimitrescu was revealed during the marketing campaign for Resident Evil Village, we had never seen the internet get so sweaty and thirsty over something like a 9-foot-tall vampire lady.
Because he is in my castle, and has already proven too much for my daughters to handle.
We'll always see Jill, Claire, and Rebecca as the sexiest of the Resident Evil cast, but in terms of bosses, no other boss in any other game will ever top Lady D, especially when so many were willing to go to jail for her and tweeting about her stepping on them.
And now you even try to steal my property!
In the mood for more awesome gaming content? Be sure to check out this video here on Mojo Plays. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.